Why are so many people really into feet? Consistently in research, feet are found to be one of the most common smexy interests. In fact, one survey by Dr. Justin Leigh Miller estimated that 1 in 7 people have had a fantasy involving feet or toes. A fact that will make you think differently about your group chat. One theory is that there is a biological basis for this fetish. In 1999, Dr. Ramachandra was studying phantom limb syndrome, which is a case where patients who've had limbs amputated still feel like their limbs are there. Completely unexpectedly, he found a very strange phenomenon with patients who'd had their feet removed. They didn't just feel the sensation of their missing feet, they also experienced sexual arousal as a result. Now, in the somatosensory cortex, the area that is responsible for feeling in the feet is very close to the area that is responsible for the feelings in our genitalia, which led Ramachandra to propose that maybe these areas sometimes become crossed over. Maybe even some of us so-called normal people have a bit of cross wiring, which would explain why we like to have our toes sucked. Now, this theory for the popularity of feet is far from proven. As some other academics have pointed out, it doesn't quite make sense. Because if it was true, we would also probably be turned on by our own feet, and that's just not productive for anyone. One theory I find more interesting than the biological reason is actually the social reason. One study looked at the connection of the eroticization of the female foot to sexually transmitted epidemics in the past. They looked at a huge range of literature from history, and what they found is that when epidemics were going on, we tended to write ballads and praise about the beauty of feet. When the lower regions were off limits, we went lower down. This happened in the 13th century gonorrhea epidemic, the 16th and 19th century syphilis epidemic, and more recently in the AIDS epidemic. As you can very clearly see from their graph here, erotic literature about feet absolutely skyrocketed during the years of the AIDS epidemic. And I'm personally going to be so curious to know if we see similar research from our recent pandemic. These biological and social theories about foot fondness just show that so much more goes into our bedroom proclivities than we may think. And also a reminder to not put unpaid feet pic into your group chat. Make sure to send this video to the 7th friend that comes up, and I will see you next time at Kinky History.